Okay, before we go to the neck, we'll do the front as well, seeing as she's front on. So with the Boston, you want nice, clean muscling through the front here. So you want muscle, you want to be able to feel that there's a really good, nice set of muscle in there without it being bunchy. So it should still be clean. The front legs are straight, so they should be straight down with lovely tight feet and short nails. They should still have some prosternum. You don't want a Boston with a front like a gun dog, but then you don't want a front like a terrier. So they should still be able to have a bit of prosternum. Then when we go to the body, so I'll just turn it around so you can see the front again. Right, so you can see here with the front that it's still elegant. She's still got this nice flat top line. You've got a lovely little bit of neck here. Hey, what's this? Hey. So you still want to have, it's biting me. Good girl, pull up. So you want these, here's your wither. So you want the front and the feet basically under each other. So here's your wither, the front should be under the wither. You should have a lovely clean neck with a good arch. So if I throw this, you can see that lovely arch and smoothness neck into shoulder and into the top line. The top line is flat. So you want a nice flat top line and then the slight smoothness off to the tail. You don't want a roach top line. You don't want a top line that has all lumps and bumps in it. It should be nice and smooth. Your underline, stand up. Your underline shouldn't be cut up either. You want nice ribbing all the way back with a short loin. And it should be a strong, short loin. Your underline also is smooth. You don't want a drop and a cut off like some whippets or hound breeds. The hindquarters, they need to have hindquarters. Okay, they're a companion animal, they're a companion breed, but still to balance them, to balance this angle in front, you should have nice hindquarters without being too overdone. It should be moderate, nice short hocks. For me, in measuring the squareness, the Boston should be square, is some of them are getting a little over square. So when you measure the square, she's getting a bit tired of this now. Your square goes from here to here. So you want to see that square, you want the length of front leg. Don't want short front legs, everything should be balanced. Don't do that. I don't know what she's doing, she's trying to jump off the table now. Stand up, good girl, good girl. Okay, so look for that square as you do in the head. Look for the square in the body as well. Now you can see when she pulls back, it looks pretty horrible, but when they pull up into their front, you've got that lovely square and the smooth top line. Right, we'll get to the back end. Right, you want a lovely butt. So you want to be able to see a tail, so there's a nice tail there. You don't want to see an inverted tail if you can help it, but smoothness through, good width of second thigh, down to lovely straight hocks. So you don't want anything that does this or that. You want those hocks nice and straight, nice sweep and straight up and down. Again, the tails, which we just addressed as well. So that's kind of it in a nutshell with judging a Boston and looking at the Boston. Just think square upon square upon square and look, don't be naughty. And just keep looking for squares in everything that you look at with the Boston. Again, markings are always a topic of debate. For us, you've got to think that it's a gentleman in his tuxedo. So you want the nice white bib, nice little white socks in the front, and you want the white muzzle. Sometimes you'll have part of a muzzle, sometimes you'll have a full white muzzle, sometimes the muzzle comes right up under the eye. It's all acceptable. The only thing that isn't a must-have is the white collar. So if you've got a dog that's got all the wonderful attributes but it doesn't have a white collar, it's still got to be judged as an equal. In fact, a couple of our top winning Bostons didn't have any white collar at all, and they won specialty best in shows. It was tough in the All Breeds ring because the All Breeds judges don't want anything without a full white collar. So keep in mind, it's the icing on the cake. It's not a must-have. I think I've addressed everything. I think that's everything I've covered. I've covered everything off from the standard perspective. If there's anything there is something. How much should the Boston be undershot? So essentially in the standard, there isn't really anything in our standard in New Zealand. It's sufficiently undershot to produce an underjaw. It can be a reverse scissor. It can be level, but whatever you make sure it's not wry, it's not a dropped wry, and also make sure that it's got the width of underjaw. The width of underjaw is the most important thing. So you don't want a pointy, narrow underjaw between the canines. If there's anything I've forgotten, is there any other questions that you might have, just pop them in comments and I'll do my best to address them for you. So again, squares, and the square in the body. Thanks for listening. See ya.